Alright, hero breakdown. There are 3 types: your tank, your missile, and your aircraft. We're going to go over the types first and how to best use them. And then we will go over the classes of heroes, which are where they belong in your squads. Okay? So when you're doing your squads, your missiles will deal more damage to tanks by 20%. Your tanks will deal more damage to aircrafts, and your aircrafts will deal more damage to missiles by 20%. The arrows are backwards. Okay? If you have 3 of the same type of heroes, you get a 5% buff to all of their stats. If you have 3 and 2 of the same type, which would be, we'll go 3 tank and 2 missiles, it is a 10%. If you have 4, like I do, and 1 random, it is 15. If you have all of one type, it is a 20% bonus to all of their stats. Okay. Now, the class of heroes. You have your tank class, which you want these 2 pieces of equipment and this one. Okay, because this gives you your physical damage resistance and your energy damage resistance and basic defense bonus on both of them. Okay. You have your DPS, which are your damage dealers. You want these 2 first. So they give you your hero attack and your crit rate. Hero attack. This one gives you all damage reduction or damage resistance, which is why you want them on your tank once you have your other 2 done. Alright. DPS. And then we have your support class, which buff the rest of its team. And its skills, the supports always give a bonus to the entire squad. Marshal gives a attack damage bonus of 10% and crit rate. You can increase the duration up to 8 seconds, and it does stack for 2 seconds. Okay, so those are your type and class. Class. Type. Your supports, you normally want this piece and one of those pieces. I normally make your supports a little bit tankier so they don't die in battle. Upgrading your gear. Once you get to level 40, you can promote it farther. I'm actually going to go to her because I already have some of hers started. At level 40, you gain an additional 5 slots. It does go an additional 5 after you get these first 5 done. It is absurd. You can get a lot of bonuses on your heroes with the equipment that you put on. Once you get to level 40, to get it upgraded farther with your coins, your upgrade ore, and your ceramics, your gear factory right here needs to be level 20 to be able to upgrade the gear past level 40. Okay, so that's your hero class, type, and gear. Now each hero has special skills depending on the class they are. Most tanks give some sort of defensive buff. for their primary skill, which has a cooldown. His is at 9 seconds right now, 9.9. It's default at 10. They all have a passive. This reduces the damage in battle for the entire front row units by the percentage it shows. Okay. Your DPSs normally deal damage to certain units and have a damage bonus. This first skill in everybody's skill set is their base attack skill. The last one you unlock when they reach level, or when they reach tier 4, when they hit 4 stars. And they are at level 31. Didn't know it had to be level 31. Hers is attack, or base stats, and skill cooldown. Everybody's is pretty much universally the same for their 4-star bonus. The big thing that changes from hero to hero is their actual ability and their passive. Again, most DPS passives are all based around dealing extra damage or giving them more crit rate. Your support passives, not hers, your support passives are normally about helping your team or the individual hero itself. Hers kind of sucks because it just gives her self a buff, not the whole team. But being a support, back row, 3 units, extra damage against monsters. Is there another support? Or the other ones? There was 3. 1, 2, oh it is, she is the other one. Okay. Monica. She increases the damage to monster targets. So any monster, Doomwalkers, zombies, whatever it is in the world map, or during even like a zombie siege event, she will give everybody a 9% damage to all target monsters. Or well, to the one she attacked. Her passive is the resource bonus. The higher tier she gets, the better the bonus is that she gives out for resources when attacking monsters on the world map. Your Doom Elites, your base zombies, those kind of things. There are 2 special units, Mr. Maxwell, which I will actually go over real quick. He has a 50% chance to stun a front row unit. At 4 stars, it is a 100% stun at 1 second to a tank, preventing a tank from getting their skill back quicker, which would be like a damage reduction. Or if we're talking about one of the newer tanks, it is a defense bonus for 50%. That'll give a lull in his ability. Miss Skylar also has a chance to stun enemies with her ability as well. Hers is only 20%, and it does not increase based on her stars, but she attacks the back row units, and she can attack all 3 at 4 stars, and have a 20% chance to stun them for 2 seconds, giving your back row an open window to deal more damage to their back row. Some of the heroes are designed to attack everybody. There's Charlie and DVA attacks all enemies on their abilities. Whoops. On their big abilities. All enemies. All enemies. Okay. Those ones are nice for getting behind the line to deal damage to the DPS, leaving the tanks by themselves to just sit there and eat damage without taking damage as you're not taking damage. Tesla does the same general idea. He attacks all 3 back row units. There are most of the purple units that you get in the beginning of the game are more designed for PvE events like the zombie invasion or your armored truck runs. Those are your basic purple heroes. The gold heroes are more geared towards PvP. Obviously, that is attacking enemy player bases. That is doing the Operation Falcons or the Special Ops helicopter, which is what I call this, is the Special Ops helicopter. Yeah, those are more your gold, your ultra rare heroes. They're way more set to deal damage to other heroes. Mr. Swift, he is actually a finisher. He prioritizes the enemy with the lowest amount of HP percentage. So if you've got him and Tesla ability goes straight to the back row, gets him down below 50%. He'll come in and just start hammering away at him, killing him off. Okay. Some heroes, Violet, you can get her shards in the Alliance store. You can get 30 shards every week. I've been clearing them out every week to help get her stars up to 5 so I can add her to my Tank Center Wall of Fame or Wall of Honor. Once you get a hero to max stars, they don't have any more star rating, but you can continue getting their shards, their hero shards, and you can spend them in here to promote them. At 50 promotions, all of your tanks will gain a health bonus. They will also increase the power of that individual hero as you upgrade their tier. And this is for all tanks. So every tank you get to tier 5 can be added in here and add to that bonus. Same thing with the aircraft center. I don't have it ranked 20 yet. And along with the missile center. These need to be 20 to unlock the Wall of Honor. Okay. Go through, read their skills, read what they do, read their passives. Everybody's a little bit different. Figure out who you want to combine in squads together. Okay, because you can make an entire squad that's just designed to attack everybody when a skill goes off and just annihilate the entire enemy team. I'm in the process of making a squad that is literally meant to only attack the back row people. Granted, that's going to take me a while because I don't have the ultra rare heroes to do it with. But again, most of the purple ones, their skills are all damage. Monster bonuses. Okay. Monster. All the purple dudes have some sort of... Oh, except for Mr... Yeah. Okay, he's the only one that doesn't. Well, he's one of them that doesn't, at least. There's a few of them that don't have monster-based buffs, but a lot of them do. So So everybody is a little bit different. They all have different skills. He can taunt them, and he reduces the damage taken by the people he taunts. His passive reduces all damage taken by 30%. So with that 30% on that 16, that's 46% less damage from a taunted from an enemy that is attacking him. Pretty nasty. A pretty good chunk of damage reduction, and that's not even a defensive bonus. That is just straight damage reduced off the top. So everybody is a little bit different. I've based a lot of my stars off of what I got for their pieces. Now that you can get more heroes in the hero recruitment, it's going to change a lot of your builds and setups, because before it was only Murphy we could get, but now we can get Mr. Marshall, Miss Kimberly, Mr. Tesla, Mr. Swift, DVA, and Charlie. Okay, so as you get more pieces and you upgrade the star rankings, you're going to be moving your squads around a bit. Just the name of the game. Star ranking. So like a 3-star gold is, pretty much equal to a 4 or 5-star purple, depending on their class and their ability, what they do. You got 5 helicopters that are all 4 or 5 stars and level 120. You're pretty good. You put all 5 of those helicopters together, give yourself that 20% extra bonus to all their stats. You got a pretty good lineup there. But definitely use people that are at that 4-star, because that's where the most a lot of their good skills cap out is at 4 stars. Who was a good one that I had? It was one I was looking at earlier. Yeah, 4 stars. It caps the energy damage reduction on him. He's front row damage reduction for the first row and energy damage reduction. You put him and him together, you're looking at a 50%, 60% damage reduction just in front row players or heroes. So it's a lot of just kind of reading things, playing around with stuff. Just because something sounds good doesn't mean it's gonna work, because it's based off of your hero tier and your hero level. Obviously, the higher the tier, the more skill points you have to use. 20 at 4, and then an additional 10, bringing it to a max of 30 at 5. So keep it in mind. Go through, read your heroes. You can come up with 101 game plans, but it all comes down to what the game really wants to give you hero-wise when you're using those recruitment tickets. In the... No, wrong one. I guess this works. When you're going to loot your trucks, go hit the plunder on somebody in 478, because that's who we're in verse against right now. Go around, and all the trucks follow a line. So you can just take a line, follow the trucks until you find the universal pieces. Those guys. Legendary hero shards. Plunder his ass. skip the battle. Pray to God you get one of them. I'll take your decoration chest. That's fine. Okay. Green trucks don't carry them. Purple and gold do. So those would be the ones I would search. I do this every night. Look at that. There's 2 in that truck. There's 1 there. I normally end up with at least 2. There's 1. Boom. Normally end up with at least 2 or 3 every night before I go to bed. Doing it in our Warzone server, people we're up against, gives us weekly points, giving us a bonus, allowing us to invade their server and take their capital over. That could be pretty fun to actually go and invade another world instead of having to defend ours like we've been doing for the last 3 weeks. Or 3, 4. Well, no, yeah, it'd be 3. Warzone duels. So that is my big tips on heroes. And your tanks go in the front. Your DPS go in the back. Your supports fill in the gaps. That's pretty much it.